One day in Sacramento, Colin and Brayden were idling in the yard when Mr. Richard came up. There you two are. I have good news. We are re-establishing the Produce Express. Oh boy, fresh fruit train. Replied Colin excitedly. I haven't heard of that run for years, said Brayden. Well then, said Mr. Richard, I'm going to have to decide who will take the first run today. Brayden, you will do it. Yes, sir, said Brayden. Colin, I need you to take the Spirit of Sacramento. Okay, sir, said Colin, but he felt a little disappointed. Good luck on your first run, Brayden, said Colin. Thanks, Colin, said Brayden. And he steamed away to find his train. I wish I had a chance to do a special, said Colin. And he steamed away to find his coaches. When Brayden arrived at Roosevelt, he was excited. A long train of reefers were all ready for him, filled safely to the top with fresh fruit. This is going to be a fun journey, said Brayden. Brayden was soon coupled up with the precious cargo. And then he set off. At first, the trip was going smoothly. The Produce Express was right on schedule. But it wouldn't be long before trouble would happen. During the trip, Brayden had to make several stops to drop off some fruit and pick up new ones, as well as to take on water and oil. On the timetable, the train would have been ahead of schedule. But when Brayden was taking water on the first water stop, a workman had bad news. One of the reefers has a hot box, he told Brayden's driver. I'm afraid it'll have to be dropped off here to be inspected. Oh, bother. We're gonna be late, said Brayden. So they uncoupled the reefer and to place it onto a siding out of the way. They set off again. But with 29 reefers, it wasn't going to be easy for Brayden. Time was something they couldn't keep up. No matter how fast Brayden went, he couldn't get the train back on schedule. By the time the Produce Express reached Harrison Yards, the train was already 25 minutes late. The next day, Brayden was still grumbling. I can't believe I was late on my first run, all because of these reefers that we've been using. Well, maybe you should speak to Mr. Richard about those reefers' condition. Yeah, it might be worth a try, Brayden. All you have to do is give it a chance. I just don't know. I really don't know, said Brayden. Well, I may have only one suggestion. Why don't you borrow my auxiliary tender? It can help save you time. Well, okay, I will. Well, said Brayden. With that, Brayden borrowed Colin's auxiliary tender and set off with the Produce Express. I must get this train on time, Brayden said to himself. Brayden sped down the lane as fast as he could. When the train reached Harrison, it was 35 minutes early. Later on that day, Brayden met up with Colin and Mr. Richard at the yard. Well done, Brayden. Your first one may have not been successful, but you managed to make up for lost time. Thank you, sir. Said Brayden. Now, the incident wasn't your fault. We should have checked those reefers had their bearings greased and oiled before they were ready to go. We'll soon have this be a minor incident. Thanks, sir, said Brayden. Oh, and Colin, thank you for lending me your auxiliary tender. I wish I had one myself. No worries, Brayden. It's all in a day's work. Perhaps Mr. Richard will make an arrangement for a new one to be built. All in good time, Colin. All in good time. Brayden no longer worries about being late anymore. He was proud to be the first engine to pull the Produce Express. Although Mr. Richard will have to think about his mind on who will be the primary engine for the job. But that's another story.